Guys, we probably hit the point wherein I could make a video about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X or S pretty much every day. There seems to be a pretty constant flow of new information, new things for us to talk about. And today we have a prediction from a group of analysts that say that the Xbox Series X is about to get thoroughly trounced by the PlayStation 5. Personally, I think that it's really obvious that the momentum seems to be fully in the PlayStation camp. The wind really seems to be at their back right now. From pretty much the very beginning, the way that the two companies are talking about their systems and the games that they're showing, Sony just continues to gain more momentum than Microsoft. And I think part of that, when you're speaking specifically about hardware, isn't a huge problem for Microsoft, but maybe that's debatable. So you go back, I mean, look, we heard about the Xbox hardware, the next gen Xbox, before we heard about the PlayStation. We saw different YouTubers and different news outlets getting to check these things out like months ago. I think Austin Evans' YouTube channel, I think he had a video up showing the load times and the quick resume and things like that. We didn't even know what this thing was going to look like. I don't believe at that point. Yet Sony was able to come in, honestly, give us less information and still have more momentum. Games like Spider-Man, the next sequel to Horizon, whisperings of a God of War sequel. These things have people very, very excited. And a lot of people feel like the Xbox is showing with the new Halo Infinite footage. I think people have been pretty underwhelmed with what they've seen so far. Before I ramble on too far, let's jump over to the article here, which is on WCCFtech.com. So what they say here is, in recent months, it has become clear that Sony and Microsoft are pursuing two different strategies in the video game industry. The likely result is that the upcoming Sony PlayStation 5 should significantly outsell the Xbox Series X. It's interesting there that they don't seem to be accounting for the Series S. Perhaps that helps bridge the gap that they're talking about. Not sure. The latest forecasts have the PlayStation 5 outselling the Xbox Series X by a margin of 2-1. The PS5 looks likely to be Sony's third 100 million unit selling console game system. Consumer brand preference is strongly towards PlayStation. It also mentions something here that I find interesting. It says Sony is a global powerhouse in video games. Microsoft is only strong in English-speaking markets. The Xbox has no presence in Japan and is weak in most of Europe. Sony's strength in the global consumer electronics distribution has been too much for Microsoft to overcome, even after 20 years of concerted effort. I find that really interesting because the Xbox 360 was downright dominant. And it didn't do anything in pretty much anywhere but the United States, yet it seems to, at least in sort of mind share, I think most people would agree that the 360 won that hardware cycle. So I guess the question there is, what's changed between now and then? Were we seeing a strong Microsoft then, or were we seeing a weak Sony? May have been that we were seeing more of a weak Sony than a strong Microsoft. They go on to mention, still the forecast isn't all doom and gloom for Microsoft. In fact, as briefly mentioned in the first sentence, an analyst at DFC Intelligence also noted that Microsoft's strategy may be a winner in the long term, as the video game audience is nowadays much broader than just console. While the Xbox Series X may only manage decent sales compared to PS5's estimated 100 million plus potential, the fact that the critical Game Pass subscription service has not been fully untethered with respect to Xbox consoles could give Microsoft access to the much larger PC and mobile audience too. If you want to see anything about why you can't play Game Pass on your iPhone, check out this video. I think that last paragraph is super duper important because I don't think Microsoft, like I've said in previous videos, I have a high-end gaming PC over here. They don't need to sell me an Xbox to get some of my money. You've all got smartphones, and a lot of you have Android phones. They don't need your purchase of an Xbox to get some of your money. So that's why in another video over here, I talk about how the console wars are not only stupid, that I think that they may be ending in the terms we're used to looking at, because hardware sales are no longer going to be king for everyone competing. So as always, let me know what you think in the comments below. What system are you planning on buying? Does it surprise you to hear analysts saying a 2-to-1 ratio win for Sony? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you dislike it, give it a dislike. If you love the video, a sub would be amazing. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.